Hi friends, it's Belinda here from Be Making Joy. Welcome to episode 64 of What Brings Me Joy. I am a knitting pattern writer, designer from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And this podcast I do every 2 or 3 weeks or so to share what's on my knitting needles, what has just come off my knitting needles. It's often the first place where you will see my up and coming designs. And it's also where I share what I'm knitting from other designers. I'm recording this episode on Saturday, November 29th, 2005, and it will be ready for your viewing tomorrow, Sunday. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, I'm so glad to have you back. It's actually been 10 days since my last episode, but on December the 1st, I will be doing a recording every day for the next 24 days, with no regular podcast in between. But first, for this podcast, I have some finished items to show you, and I've just released a new pattern. And just this morning, I sent another pattern off to the tech editor. So let me tell you about my newly released pattern first. This is my Ready to Fly neck pillow. Come back here, chair. And right now it's stuffed with my puffy winter jacket. It's very convenient to take on the airplane. Or I can fit a couple of changes of clothes in here, which really saved me on my trip to Europe when my suitcase went missing for 6 days. So I had 2 changes of clothes stuffed in it at that time. Or maybe if I buy too much yarn in my travels, I could stuff my yarn in here to bring it home. Anyway, let me show you a closer look. Let me unstuff it so that you can get a look at the construction. It starts with a drawstring casing. The arc is, let's finish the noisy unstuffing first. There. The arc is done with short row shapings, and then it finishes with another drawstring casing on the other end. I find that with having it opening on both ends, it's easier to unpack or unpack. For example, you can reach in there and tuck that jacket in around so those zippers are not on the outside. So this pattern is now available in both my goodness gracious, where are my words today? This pattern is now available in both my Ravelry and my Etsy stores. And for you friends, I have a discount code to receive 15% off this or any of my patterns until the end of December. The code is FRIENDS15, FRIENDS15, all in capital letters. Now be sure to enter that code before you check out. Let me tell you a bit about the construction in just a minute. I use DK weight yarn on a 3.25 millimeter needle to get a dense fabric so your stuffing doesn't poke through. I recommend cotton or acrylic for stability. And I quite enjoyed making it. I quite enjoyed creating this pattern. So there it is for your enjoyment too. Now, before we get into the rest of my finished objects, I want to talk about why I will be doing a daily short videos this December instead of my regular podcast. I bought this kit from Woolens and Nosh. Officially, it's an advent calendar for 2025. What it is a stripe-a-day set of yarns. This year's theme is knitting in the Pacific Northwest, so as per that photograph, all the colors are inspired by the beautiful landscape of the Pacific Northwest. Inside this surprise bag, we have 2 50-gram skeins of yarn already caked up. The center poles of each yarn are hanging out of the bag. The rest is hidden away so that you can't see. So we cast on without looking inside, and each day we pull out the next color. It's 24 stripes of color. And the idea is that we'll knit the color of the day. Then when we get back to this brown color, we stop and we wait till the next day to reveal the next color. So the suspense is kept up all month. Now this central color, the neutral color that comes between each color stripes, you also had the option of buying a mini skein, which I already have wound up. 20-gram mini skein. I only bought one, which I think is enough for my heels and toes. I've already got my toes ready to go. 2 of them. I'll be working them in tandem, one from each side of this bag. And yeah, so December 1st we'll start. I will pull out the first color to reveal, and then I will start knitting on it. And then the next morning I will show you what that color looked like knitted up, and then we will pull out the next color to see what it is. And maybe we can start guessing what the next color is going to be. I don't know. I look forward to that. I've started my socks. It's a 64 stitch sock. Thinking when they're finished, I can either give them to my husband or my middle daughter. They both have the same size feet. So we'll see which one the colors are more appropriate for when it's finished. The yarn is a 75% wool, 25% nylon, a 3-ply, 383 yards per 100 grams. So a little on the thicker side for fingering weight. So it's going to make some nice socks. So starting Monday the 1st, I will be doing those daily videos. So the stitch count that I'm following is the same stitch count that I made for Cassie's socks, that I have finally finished Cassie's socks. I've already given them to her, so I don't have them to show you. I'm putting pictures in here for you. I started them in August, so returning viewers will remember that saga. I had to frog them back again and start midway through the foot again because I had the wrong sizing. Yeah. The pattern, there's no particular pattern that I followed for them. I did it toe up with a wedge toe, a stockinette foot. The gusset increases, heel turn, and heel flap are according to Nancy Wheeler's formula in her Frosé Shorties pattern. And then I did a 2x2 rib leg, and I finished it off with the Aristocrat cuff from the Socks a la Carte Toe Up book, which I'll show you the book. Somewhat of an older book. I think I've tried a few things from it. A lot of what I tried didn't work out, but that cuff is beautiful. So the yarn in it is, the main color is dyed by Ginger Snap That, based here in Calgary. It's from their December 2022 Rock and Roll collection. And this particular one is based on the album cover Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And then the blue that I paired it with, I have no idea what it is. I'm really hoping that there's some nylon in there. I'm really hoping that these socks will hold up for a little bit. The socks just barely fit. They could have done with being a little bit snugger. So when I do these type of day socks, this is a slightly thicker yarn, so it should work up snugger. I will also note if I decide to repeat this heel, I'll err on the side of starting the gusset just a row or two earlier the next time to give it just a little snugger fit. Otherwise, she seems quite pleased with these socks. She put them on right away, and she was still wearing them when she left the next morning. So I'm quite pleased with them too. Now, the next finished object I want to talk about is my By the Ocean pillow set. I'll go fetch. The first pillow with the boat on it you would have seen finished a few months ago. Now the lighthouse is finished and all assembled and the zipper is put on it. The zipper that I used is one that I cut out of a bag from the store from a set of bed sheets. So the plastic bag that they came in with a zipper, it just happened to be just the right length. So I, with the steam ripper, took it out of the bag before I threw out the bag. So perfect. This uses Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday DK yarn on 3.5 millimeter needles. It's in Tarsha center, and then in the round outside of a square. I'm giving away all my secrets here. And then assembled like a picture frame. The pattern is ready to send to the tech editor as soon as I add a photograph and play around a little bit with the formatting, because those charts like to slide around on the page, so I need to fix that. So the two of them will be both charts together in the same pattern. But I did jump the queue with a new pattern that I just came up with in the last 2 weeks. And I've got 4 of them made already. It's Three Sisters Mountains dishcloth. Am I holding that the right way? Nope, I'm not. There we go. Three Sisters Mountains dishcloth. Now, the background behind me that's suddenly doing this is we are having a Jehovah's Witnesses International Convention here in Calgary this summer, which means we are expecting thousands of visitors, and I'm hoping to make lots of new friends. And my congregation has been brainstorming ideas for gifts that we can give our new friends. And this idea came to me. I tried it on both DK weight and worsted weight, and a light color and a dark color. And I think it turned out all right on all of them. But I think a variegated yarn would not work. I think we need a solid color. I will be giving this pattern away free to all of my friends, any who want it. And eventually I will put it up on my blog on my website. But I wanted to get it tech edited first. So I've sent it off to my tech editor this morning. Now I have 2 more on the go. One on the treadmill. I replaced my usual dishcloths making on the treadmill with this pattern, and I've started another one for my purse knitting. So I will continue to make them until the convention at the end of July, or until I get tired of them. So, and maybe the darker one is a little harder to see. No, it's just needs to be in the right light to see it. So I did this graph based on a line drawing that I found on the internet. I can't remember the name of the artist who did the line drawing. It fit very nicely. Now, another project I did. I also did a sewing project in the last week. The handles on my favorite purse were starting to wear thin, so I added new fabric to them. This bag has been my meeting bag and my airplane bag because it's got just the perfect pockets for my water bottle and lots of pockets inside. So I absolutely love this bag. It came from Mary Maxim a few years ago, but because I was using it so much, it was starting to wear thin here at the center of the handles. The rest of the bag is in excellent shape. All the joins are still very strong. So I bought a roll of woven ribbon. I cut it into 4 pieces, 1 for each handle, the length of the handle. And I took 1 strip of ribbon and folded around the handle in one direction and sewed it down. And that still leaves a gap on the outside. I took the second strip of ribbon folded around the handle in the other direction and sewed it down. I machine sewed the first one and then hand sewed the second one because I couldn't get it to stay straight underneath the sewing machine needle. I'm quite pleased with that. They are thicker than the previous handles, so I think they should last for a while. Probably the next thing to go will be the joins eventually. And I should show you again, I love this My Asthma Inhaler cover. That pattern is available on my blog. So that's pretty much what I've been up to. I didn't get back to working on my Ooey Gooey sweater, the pattern by Andrea Mallory. I'm still looking forward to getting back to that, but I'm quite pleased with the distraction that I went on. But let's look at my WIP count update. Time to update my list. My WIP count. So I finished the Cassie socks on November 22nd, and I finished the Lighthouse Pillow on November 28th, yesterday. Last episode I had 8 WIPs. That brings me down to 6. Then I replaced the dishcloths from the treadmill with the dishcloths, this new pattern. And I started another pattern for my purse of the 3 sisters. So that brings my WIP count to 7. I still haven't touched that t-shirt quilt that I'm supposed to be making for my husband. Yeah, I'll get back to that someday. I just make whatever is bringing me joy in the moment and having fun. And so pleased to share it with you. So thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed my work, please give me a thumbs up. And please tell me in the comments what's been bringing you joy. I would love to hear from you. You can find me everywhere as Be Making Joy. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments or message me. And until next time, happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy beading, happy diamond dotting, happy jigsaw puzzling, baking, model car making, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but whatever it is that you like to do, go make some joy.